The alien armada moved through space like a river of shadows, stretching for thousands of kilometers. Each ship was enormous, sleek, and built for war, bristling with weapons that could destroy entire planets. Their engines hummed in perfect synchronization, a rhythm that carried the confidence of a species that had never known defeat. The commander of the fleet, a tall alien with dark, scaled skin and glowing amber eyes, looked at the star map projected before him. He did not speak much. When he did, his voice was like metal scraping against stone. We approach the system. Sensors report life. Primitive, yes, but numerous. One of his officers, smaller and with translucent skin that showed the pulsing of its veins, tilted its head. Shall we strike immediately, Commander? The intelligence reports no weapons capable of interstellar defense. This should be an easy conquest. The commander's eyes narrowed. We have never faced humans before. No species is beyond the possibility of danger. Prepare the fleet. Maintain formation, but approach with caution. Do not underestimate them. The alien armada descended toward the system, a formation of terrifying elegance. Millions of ships, each one a fortress of alien engineering, moved like a living organism. Their scouts had detected a single planet with blue oceans and green continents. From orbit, it seemed peaceful, too peaceful for the commander's liking. On the planet below, humans were unaware of the approaching threat. Cities bustled with activity, unaware that eyes from another galaxy watched every movement. The aliens saw sprawling metropolises, enormous machines, and the faint glow of satellites orbiting the planet. To them, it seemed primitive, almost fragile. Yet there was something in the data that made the commander hesitate. The humans had technology, but it was different. Not the smooth, predictable power of alien machines, but a combination of ingenuity, unpredictability, and resourcefulness. His instincts, honed over centuries of conquest, told him to be careful. Commander, said the officer. Why hesitate? This planet is defenseless compared to our fleet. Should we not strike and claim it immediately? The commander turned, his amber eyes reflecting the light of distant stars. Every conquest we have made was easy. Until it was not. Even the smallest species can surprise us. Maintain caution. Scan for anything unusual. Sensors can lie, but instincts rarely do. The alien fleet slowed its approach. From a distance, the planet seemed quiet. Oceans shimmered under the sun. Cities sparkled like jewels, and clouds drifted lazily in the atmosphere. But the commander sensed something beneath that calm, something that could make his entire armada pay a terrible price. Deep in the planet's atmosphere, the humans had begun to notice strange signals. Military satellites detected unusual energy readings, but they could not identify the source. Pilots in training simulated scenarios, running drills against phantom fleets. The humans were prepared, but they did not know the enemy they faced. As the aliens closed in, tension ran through their fleet. Ships adjusted their formations, weapon systems powered up, and communication channels crackled with static and commands. The commander's inner thoughts were silent, but his mind raced with possibilities. Detection shows no immediate weapons capable of striking our fleet. The officer reported again. Shall we proceed? The commander's lips curled slightly, almost imperceptibly. We proceed. But we proceed knowing we may be walking into a trap. Keep every sensor active. Every squadron on alert. In the alien fleet, not all were confident. Some young pilots whispered among themselves, questioning the wisdom of the mission. The planet seemed too quiet, too small, too fragile to be worth the risk. The older, experienced pilots laughed softly. You will see, they said. Every species falls eventually. Nothing survives the Armada forever. Yet, the commander did not speak. He simply watched the planet grow larger in the viewport. Something about it unsettled him, though he could not articulate why. As they entered the system, the alien fleet detected human satellites orbiting the planet. They were simple machines compared to the alien tech, but they moved unpredictably, adjusting paths, changing orbits, and scanning the stars in ways that seemed clever. Commander, the officer said nervously. "They are not standing still. They are watching us." The commander's eyes narrowed. "That is what worries me. They are small. Yes. Fragile. Yes. But they are aware. Awareness is the first step toward danger. Awareness makes them unpredictable. Prepare the Armada for any scenario. Assume nothing is as it seems." For the first time, the young pilots felt tension in their stomachs. The commander's caution was unusual. The Armada had never hesitated before. They had conquered hundreds of systems without pause. Yet here, before a single human planet, they slowed. The planet below continued in blissful ignorance. Cities twinkled like lights in the dark. People went about their lives, and children played in parks, unaware of the shadows above. Yet from orbit, the human sensors detected the alien ships, tiny specks against the vastness of space, but unmistakable in their movement. Military command centers activated. Red alerts flashed across panels. Pilots scrambled to their fighters. Simulations ran automatically, and strategists debated what they faced. The humans did not know the scale of the alien fleet, but instinct told them it was massive. Back in the alien fleet, tension mounted. The commander's instincts had been right to warn caution. Something about these humans, something in their data signatures and their technology, felt alive. Not alive like a predator in the forest, but alive like fire, small, but capable of spreading uncontrollably, if not controlled. "Commander," the officer said after a pause, "our sensors show no organized weapons. Shall we continue?" The commander's amber eyes glowed brighter. "We continue, but with awareness. They may seem small and fragile, but the smallest flame can burn the largest forest if ignored. Do not underestimate them." Not yet. The fleet entered orbit, a shadow over the planet's cities. Humans on the ground looked up, some pointing at the sky, noticing strange patterns of movement in the stars. Others dismissed it as satellites or meteor showers. Yet in the military bases, reports came in of unknown objects moving in formation. "Unidentified fleet," one human officer said, scanning the data. "They're enormous. Too many. Too fast. And advanced." Across the alien armada, the commander prepared his forces. Ships shifted positions, weapon systems charged, and scanning drones sent signals toward the planet. They expected resistance. They expected panic. But so far, there was nothing. The commander allowed himself a small thought, barely conscious even to him. Perhaps they are stronger than we think. Perhaps they are worth observing before striking. And so, the shadow of fear lingered over both fleets. The aliens were confident in their numbers, but cautious in their approach. The humans were unaware of the scale of what approached, but instinctively, they prepared. The calm before the storm stretched across space. Silent except for the hum of engines, the quiet clicks of alien systems, and the distant signals from human satellites. And somewhere, deep inside the alien commander, a small ember of doubt flickered, a warning that even the smallest species, if clever and determined, could change the outcome of a battle before it even began. As night fell across the planet, the first signs of what would become a historic confrontation were already in motion. The alien armada was poised to strike, and the humans, though unaware, were about to become the most important species the galaxy had underestimated. The alien armada hung above the planet, massive and silent, their shadows stretching across the oceans and continents below. The ships were like floating fortresses, moving with the precision of a predator confident in its prey. Yet, for the first time in centuries, something in their calculations made the commander hesitate. On the planet, humans worked quietly, unaware of the danger looming above. Satellites orbited in calculated patterns, monitoring for natural disasters, solar flares, and other anomalies. But today, they detected something that made every sensor light up red. Hundreds of massive objects, unlike anything human engineers had ever seen, moving with intent across space. Command centers across the planet went into alert. Officers barked orders, pilots ran to their stations, and simulations ran automatically to predict possible outcomes. Every human knew that if these objects were hostile, survival would depend on fast thinking and precision. In one command hub, a general watched the monitors. His eyes narrowed. These ships, they're enormous. We've never seen technology like this. We could lose half the planet before we even know what hit us. A young officer spoke quickly, pointing at a radar display. Sir, scans show no weapons fire yet. Their approach seems cautious. They are not attacking immediately. The general's lips tightened. Caution? That's new. Every hostile force we've faced either strikes fast or retreats. But they hesitate. That hesitation is dangerous. It means they are calculating. And calculation can mean intelligence, strategy. High above the planet, in the alien armada, the commander made his decision. Scan for intelligent responses, he ordered. Do not assume these humans are primitive. Observe before you strike. The alien ships sent out probe drones, small but advanced, to scan the planet's defenses. The drones returned data quickly. Human cities were densely populated. Energy sources were distributed. And communication networks were highly efficient. But most surprising were the human military installations, small, mobile, and seemingly simple but capable of adapting quickly to changing situations. The commander's amber eyes glowed with interest. They are small, yes, but they respond with speed. Their systems, they are different. Not like any species we have conquered. Below, humans continued to prepare. Fighter craft were launched from orbital stations, moving in precise formations. Missiles were ready on the ground. But the humans did not panic. They knew fear would not help them. Every decision would need to be calm, fast, and smart. From a distance, the alien armada watched with growing caution. One officer whispered to another, Sir, why have they not panicked? Why do they not flee or surrender? They are different. The commander did not answer immediately. Instead, he observed the planet's response in silence. He had faced countless species, some clever, some weak, some strong. None had ever combined unpredictability, resourcefulness, and courage like this. Suddenly, a flash appeared above the planet, a human warship, emerging from orbit. It was unlike anything the aliens had ever seen. Sleek, angular, and smaller than their massive vessels. It moved with a speed and precision that made every alien sensor struggle to keep up. The warship's weapon systems powered up, but there was no immediate attack. Instead, it moved strategically, analyzing the alien fleet, testing their responses. To the humans on board, the ship was more than just a weapon. It was a statement, a declaration that they would not surrender without a fight. In the alien armada, silence fell. Pilots froze at their stations, unable to comprehend what they were seeing. Their calculations had never predicted a vessel like this. One officer stammered, Sir, it's moving too fast, too precise. How can such a small craft operate against us? The commander leaned forward, his glowing eyes fixed on the human ship. It is not the size or the firepower, he said slowly, but the intelligence. Observe. Learn. Do not underestimate it. The humans had been trained for this moment for generations, though none of them had ever faced an alien armada. Every movement of the ship was designed to test, probe, and survive. Their sensors scanned the massive alien vessels, detecting weaknesses, shield patterns, and response times. On the bridge of the human warship, the captain spoke calmly. We are outnumbered, he said, but not outmatched. Engage evasive maneuvers. Monitor their responses. They will test us. We test them back. The ship darted forward, weaving between the alien vessels with an elegance that seemed almost impossible. Energy shields flared against minor attacks, and laser pulses were dodged before they even fully formed. The human ship's agility made the aliens' massive fleet look slow, cumbersome, and exposed. One alien pilot whispered in fear, Sir, It's like a predator we cannot catch. The commander's eyes narrowed. He understood the situation fully now. This species is clever, he said. Not reckless, not primitive, but intelligent. They are adapting faster than we expected. The human ship fired a precise volley not to destroy, but to test the alien fleet's defenses. Missiles struck shields at weak points, forcing the aliens to react. Every reaction they made was predicted, countered, and used to gather data for the next maneuver. Back on the planet, humans watched from command centers. Even though the fleet above was massive, hope grew in the eyes of the humans. This one ship, a single vessel, showed that their species was capable of facing something much larger and more powerful than themselves. In the alien armada, tension grew. Ships that had never hesitated now slowed in formation. Officers whispered warnings, trying to convince one another that the humans were not dangerous, but deep down, they knew. This one ship, one small human vessel, had already shown tactical superiority. The commander issued orders carefully. Do not attack as a fleet. Treat this as a single target. Analyze every maneuver. Learn from it. We may face more humans. They are unpredictable. Observe. Do not destroy until we understand their capabilities. The alien armada shifted, unsure how to proceed. They had faced many enemies, but never one like this. Never one so small, yet so clever. The calculations that had guaranteed victory in countless wars now faltered. They froze, hesitated, and questioned what they knew about intelligence and combat. Meanwhile, the human warship continued its maneuvers, slipping through the gaps between massive alien vessels, scanning, observing, and surviving. It was more than a machine, it was the embodiment of human ingenuity, resourcefulness, and courage. The captain spoke to the crew, voice calm but firm. Remember this. We do not fight because we seek glory. We fight because we must survive. Every move we make teaches them. Every maneuver shows them we are not weak. Stay alert. Stay smart. Stay alive. As the sun set across the planet, the alien fleet remained in suspense. Their massive vessels, built for destruction, were unable to strike decisively. Every officer felt a tension they had never experienced. The humans, small and seemingly fragile, had become an enigma, an unknown that could not be predicted. For the first time, the commander of the alien armada felt uncertainty. A species he had expected to crush with ease had revealed something entirely unexpected. It was not the weapons that impressed him. It was the courage, the intelligence, and the unpredictability of a single human ship. The armada froze. The human warship moved calmly, almost tauntingly, yet with no aggression beyond testing. Every alien sensor screamed that this was no ordinary enemy. And in that moment, the galaxy shifted slightly. Humans, small and underestimated, had revealed their greatest weapon. Not size, not firepower, but intelligence, courage, and strategy. And the aliens, for the first time, realized that what they thought was a primitive species might become one of the most formidable opponents they had ever faced. The silence stretched across space. Both sides paused, observing, calculating, and considering their next move. The first glimpse of humanity had changed everything, and the alien armada, massive and confident for centuries, froze, struck not by weapons, but by the intelligence and spirit of a single human ship. The alien armada hung in orbit like a dark cloud over the human planet. Their massive ships shimmered with the energy of advanced weapons, engines humming in perfect synchrony. But for the first time, confidence was replaced by hesitation. The aliens, who had never known doubt, froze in formation. Their sensors, computers, and predictions all failed to account for what they were seeing. A single human warship moved through their ranks, weaving between gargantuan vessels with precision that seemed almost impossible. The ship's engines flared briefly with every maneuver, casting streaks of light across the void. Every movement was deliberate, intelligent, and unpredictable. The alien pilots, trained to trust calculations and sheer firepower, struggled to track it. "Sir," one alien officer whispered, his voice tight with tension. "We cannot hit it. It moves too fast. Too clever. It anticipates our attacks." The commander's amber eyes glowed brighter, reflecting both the brilliance of distant stars and the weight of realization. "It is not the size or weapons that make them dangerous," he said slowly. "It is intelligence, observation, adaptation. We have underestimated them." Below, the humans watched the alien fleet from orbit. Their eyes were fixed on the display screens, tracking the enormous ships moving like shadows across space. Even though their planet was small, they felt no fear. They had trained for this. They had studied strategy, technology, and combat tactics for years, preparing for threats far greater than themselves. The human captain leaned over the console, analyzing the alien responses. "They hesitate," he said. "They are strong, but cautious. That caution is our advantage. Keep probing, keep moving. Learn from them while staying alive." The crew nodded, every hand steady. There was no panic, no fear, only focus. Every maneuver taught them something about the enemy, and every calculated risk revealed the weaknesses of the Armada. High above, the alien Armada remained frozen. The massive vessels that had conquered countless worlds were unable to strike decisively. Every pilot knew instinctively that attacking the humans recklessly could result in disaster. A single miscalculation could destroy a ship, and with every ship lost, morale would crumble. "Commander," another officer spoke, voice trembling slightly. "Their ship is not alone in strategy. I detect communication between their vessels. Their coordination. It is remarkable for such a small species." The commander's gaze remained fixed on the humans. "They are learning faster than we anticipated. Their technology may be primitive compared to ours, but their thinking is not. They predict, adapt, and respond. Intelligence is the deadliest weapon of all." Meanwhile, on the human warship, systems calculated every move. Missiles were dodged before they left alien launch bays, and energy shields flared just in time to deflect blasts. The humans had no illusions. They were outnumbered 1,000-to-1, but numbers meant nothing against intelligence, strategy, and courage. The human captain issued orders clearly, without hesitation. "Divert power to shields. Maintain speed. Observe responses. Every action teaches us more. Every maneuver keeps us alive. Do not fire unless necessary." Every crew member understood. The ship was small, fast, and fragile compared to the alien giants. But they had one advantage the aliens did not: human ingenuity. They adapted, improvised, and used tactics that no computer or prediction could anticipate. The alien Armada tried to organize an attack. Waves of energy fired at the human ship, but each strike was dodged or absorbed by shields. The humans did not attack aggressively. They used precise countermeasures to test the Armada, forcing the aliens to reveal patterns and weaknesses. "Sir," an alien pilot exclaimed, "they are testing us. They are making us expose our tactics." The commander's eyes narrowed. "Yes, and we are learning that our calculations are imperfect. They are not just surviving, they are teaching us something about combat that we did not know. Intelligence, resourcefulness, adaptability, these are weapons we cannot measure." As the human warship continued its maneuvers, the alien fleet's morale began to falter. Pilots whispered in fear, doubted their own training, and questioned the decisions of their commanders. The Armada that had once moved with perfect precision now hesitated, unsure of how to respond. Back on the planet, human scientists and military strategists observed the unfolding battle with awe. Even from a distance, they understood the significance. A small, single warship had frozen the largest alien fleet they had ever encountered. It was not brute force that had won this moment, it was courage, intelligence, and the will to survive. The commander of the alien Armada realized the truth. For the first time in centuries, he had underestimated a species. Not because they were weak, but because they were clever. Their technology, though smaller, was paired with a mind capable of strategy, adaptation, and improvisation. He turned to his officers, voice firm but filled with an uncharacteristic caution. We pause. Do not attack further. Observe. Understand. This species may be small, but its intelligence is immense. We cannot defeat what we cannot predict. Learn from it. Learn. 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 And leave it alive, for now. The alien ships hovered in place. Engines humming quietly. Weapons held in check. The humans, small and vulnerable, had forced the Armada to halt its advance, to reconsider every assumption, and to confront a truth they had never faced. That intelligence and courage could match, and even surpass, brute force. The human captain, watching the alien reactions, allowed himself a small smile. He spoke to the crew, voice calm but full of pride. This is why we survive, not because we are the largest or the strongest, but because we think, adapt, and never give up. Today, we have shown them that humanity is not to be underestimated. The human warship slowly retreated toward the planet's orbit, keeping a careful distance from the massive alien vessels. Every movement remained precise, every maneuver deliberate. The aliens followed cautiously, unable to strike without risking themselves. On the ground, people watched the sky in awe. They could not see the full scale of the battle, but they sensed the tension, the pause, the moment when humanity had proven its worth. A small species, facing a seemingly unstoppable armada, had held its ground. In the alien armada, fear and respect replaced arrogance. The fleet, once confident of an easy conquest, now floated silently, studying the humans with a mixture of curiosity and caution. Officers recorded every movement, every tactic, and every unexpected maneuver. This small species, they realized, had changed the rules of engagement. The commander finally spoke, addressing the entire fleet. Today, we have learned something important. Strength is not always measured by size or firepower. Intelligence, courage, and adaptability are just as deadly. We will retreat. But remember this. Humanity is not weak. Humanity is unpredictable. And the next encounter may not end as peacefully. IR. Literacy. I want say. I want say. I want say. I am say. I want say. I want say. I want say. As the alien armada slowly withdrew from orbit, leaving the human planet untouched, the humans watched silently. They knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, and the aliens would return, but today, humanity had proven its power in the most fundamental way, through courage, intelligence, and spirit. The single human warship returned to the planet, its mission complete. It had survived against impossible odds, outmaneuvered a fleet of advanced alien vessels, and left a lasting impression on a species that had never known hesitation. The captain addressed the crew one last time. We have shown them what it means to be human. We are not the strongest, but we are clever, brave, and relentless. Remember this moment. The galaxy has seen the first glimpse of humanity, and we will make sure it is never forgotten. And somewhere in the depths of space, the alien armada moved slowly away, frozen not by fear of weapons, but by the realization that humanity was a species to be respected, feared, and never underestimated. For the first time in history, humans had demonstrated that size and numbers could be overcome by courage, intelligence, and spirit. And as the stars shone above the planet, humanity's legacy began not with firepower, but with brilliance and heart.